Hi all, Casey here. Thank you for coming to my channel. For those of you who are unfamiliar with me, my name is Casey Durango. I talk about my experiences with the ketogenic diet. I've lost 92.2 pounds on it since January of 2014. Just popping in for a quick little update. Yesterday I did a live event and I kind of floated the idea of doing that again, and maybe on a regular basis, semi-regular basis, maybe every Monday at 9 o'clock. I'll just do a live event. Anyone who wants to hop in is welcome. So I think I want to do that starting Monday. I've decided, I thought about different times, thinking 9 o'clock Eastern Standard, which is GMT minus 5 hours for those of you in different parts of the world. And we'll see how it goes from there. I know many people are in many different places, so just trying to think of the best thing to do. And we'll just kind of, I think Mondays are a good, a lot of people have a fresh start on a Monday. I can give you an update on my weight. I don't share my weight, but I can tell you how close I am to my goal and different things like that. And then we can just see what topics come up. Take it from there. The second point I want to make is last night was the low carb support group meeting in Durham, North Carolina, hosted by Dr. Eric Westman. And it was a Periscope live event. So some of you may have seen it, but for those of you who didn't or couldn't, I've posted it, the link to it, both on my Facebook page, Go Keto with Casey, and on a Facebook group I started about a week ago called Keto After 50, Keto After 40 and Beyond. And those links should live there for a while. I think if you try to find it on the Periscope site, you could see it today, but I think after 24 hours, you can't see it anymore. So hopefully you can see it on there. I don't think there's a way for me to link it here. I don't think. I guess I could do it in the comments, but it's a little bit easier to see. It's framed up and everything in the Facebook. It was an interesting meeting. I was able to ask some of the questions that were suggested from yesterday's live event, both on YouTube and on Facebook, that I did just specifically to ask for questions. And bottom line, for many of them, I asked about particular conditions that people had asked about. No gallbladder, no thyroid, and people with gout. He said there are no contraindications approach using the ketogenic diet for any of those. So that's good. He says there's almost no condition that he knows of that you should not do the ketogenic diet when you do it properly. Okay, so that was really just the 2 points I wanted to make. I also want to make clear something, in case there's ever been any confusion about it. I share my experiences and what has worked for me and things that have not worked for me on the ketogenic diet, the protocol of Dr. Westman. 20 grams of carbs per day or fewer, and that's total carbs. Eating only from the allowed food lists in the restrictions put there, because just because it's on the allowed food list does not mean that some of the things are unlimited. It's not unlimited cream. It's not unlimited mayonnaise. It's not unlimited XYZ. And that's what I do. And one of his tenets is just only eat when you're hungry and stop when you're satisfied, drink when you're thirsty. So because that's worked for me, I share it because people have asked. But please know that I have no skin in this game. If you are having success doing something other than that, that is great. Many people can tolerate more carbs than I can. My husband can, but he's ketogenic. He stays in ketosis. Some people don't test for ketosis. I do. Some folks don't weigh every day. I do. I have a reason for it. To me, it's logical. and it has helped me. I've had more positive reinforcement than negative. Some people never weigh. Some people don't own a scale. Some folks are very conscientious about getting their macronutrient ratios where they need to be. 75 to 80% of calories from fat, 20 from protein, and the rest from carbs. I don't do that. You can see where mine end up if you look at my FitnessPal, because I log the information, and I log it at this stage mostly because there are people that are curious. Because I've been doing this for 3 years, and I pretty much know my food amounts, what a portion is of this, and I only eat when hungry. I don't eat much food. Then I don't really need to track to try to make sure things are right. If something happens on the scale that I didn't expect, am I pushing my my portion sizes a little bit? Then I'll pull up my food scale and I'll start tracking for that purpose. But just by coincidence, if I keep my carbohydrate below 20 grams a day and eat only from the allowed food list and only eat when I'm hungry, it's like magic. The macros fall into place. That's the way I do it. Please understand that there are many paths to get to the same destination. Human bodies are wondrous individual mechanisms, and we're all quite different. Some of us have perfect pitch. If you don't know what that means, it means a person can hear a note and they know what that is, which is a really strange thing because it's not intuitive. A note is a number, is something assigned on the musical scale, but they have perfect pitch. Most of us don't. Some of us can eat all the food we want and never gain an ounce and never have to worry about triglycerides or HDL or blood sugar. But most of us are not like that. Some of us are allergic to bee stings. Most of us are not. We're all different. So I think one of the most interesting things for me, one of the most dramatic changes for me, beyond the weight loss, which has been wonderful, and the perfection in my blood tests, A1C of 4.7, triglycerides of 67, and HDL of 100. Blood sugar, I think the last time I had it taken by the doctor, I think it was 62. So anyway, besides that, one of the most remarkable things has been my empowerment over food. Food is no longer the boss of me. I told a lovely mate as we were on our way to the support group meeting last night, it just occurred to me how much less of my brain thinking about food takes up. I don't think about food anymore. I used to think a lot about food. I'd be eating. Sometimes I'd be crying while I was eating, when I was eating carbs. And I would be thinking about what I was going to eat next. And then another part of my brain was taken up being angry at that side of my brain, that part of my brain, of my thoughts. I was trying to push those thoughts of food away. It was exhausting. I don't have that anymore. And one of the reasons I don't is because I've spent some really good quality time listening to my body and looking at what works for me. You find what works for you, and you listen to your body. And make good gut decisions for yourself. Don't do what anybody tells you to do just because they're saying to do it, including me. There are 155 billion videos you can watch telling you everything from the most pristine way to be a vegan to the most pristine way to have zero carbs in your life, to having no food in your life whatsoever. Here's how to fast for a week. All of those can be great. Get the information you need from those. Listen to your body. Find what works for you. If something's not working, tweak it. If something's really not working, throw it out and start over. I'm still figuring some things out for myself. Balances of minerals and things, because I've been great, and then sometimes I need to tweak some stuff because I'm older, I'm smaller. I'm going through the other end of hormonal changes that some young ladies are just starting out right now who are 12 and 13. Ones who are newly pregnant, and that swell of hormones. Ones who have just given birth, and that swell of hormones. And then the swell of hormones that happen when you enter early, not early, but you enter menopause, and that lasts for a few years. I'm on the tail end of that, so hormones can come in, and I'm listening. Okay, so that's my little thing there. I don't have all the answers. There was a show on PBS called Gardening by the Yard. Paul, and I apologize, I can't remember his name. Call him Paul Stewart. I don't think that was it. But he was a guy, and he was in his home, and he did a show for public television about gardening and growing vegetables and growing plants and composting and stuff like this. And he had a line that I remember. And he was not didactic. He was not telling you what you had to do. He had a line, you do what you want to do, but I don't water my plants at night. That's kind of the way I feel about this. You do what you want to do. But I don't go looking for a whole bunch of extra dietary fat because I have still about 8 or 10 pounds of body fat I'd like to burn. You do what you want to do. But I only eat when I'm hungry, and if that means I'm only eating 400 calories a day of food, that's what I'm doing. Maybe you can adopt a little bit of that too. I don't care. You do what you want to do, but I'm going to do this. Thanks a lot for watching. Thank you very much to everyone who's contributed to the channel. It means a lot, either by comments, by subscribing, or actual donations. It means a lot, and I can tell you it has helped. So look next Monday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's GMT minus 5 hours. Right here. We'll have a little coffee, we'll have a little chat, and we'll take it from there. Thanks a lot. I've really appreciated doing this. I've appreciated the opportunity to insert myself into your day. Hasta la vista.